Okay, today we are working on a 69 Camaro. So this here is a 69 Camaro. It's got a small block Chevy in it. The small block Chevy that's in there, it just is a little wore out. So the decision was made to rebuild an engine, which is sitting on the stand over there. We'll put a couple videos into that thing, but it's a pretty much just a traditional small block Chevy. The block's been bored 40 over. It's a 327 small block Chevy. It's been bored 40 over. It was line bored. New cam bearings were installed in it. It's got some pretty good rods. You know, it's got some H-beam rods in it and some quality flat top pistons. It's got like a 480 lift cam, so it should do pretty well. It's going to be a pretty healthy engine. The weak link so far on the engine that we're putting in is most definitely the heads. Not the best flowing heads in the market, but they will make do for what we have for now, and then later on he can upgrade. Probably going to be, if he got a good set of heads on, it's probably a 50 horsepower upgrade, because these things they're pretty bad. But anyway, so far what we've done is we pulled all the accessory drive stuff off, pulled the intake off today. And I did this last night. Drained all the coolant, pulled the radiator. We're gonna pull the headers off. And then I'm going to get the car up. Actually, I'm going to pull the exhaust, get the car up on jack stands, pull the exhaust off down there at the collectors down there at the bottom, and pull the headers and all that jazz out of there, pull the starter. Got to undo all the torque converter bolts and the bell housing bolts, and then motor mounts will come out. I think I might pull the fuel pump off too, just get out of the way just in case. I think he wants to reuse that. I don't want to booger that thing up. But pretty straightforward project, man. So I worked on the Buick. I got a video post. You can check those out in my timeline or my videos. But I did the water pump housing or the timing chain housing gasket. This is a walk in the park. I can pull this whole entire engine in a quarter of the time it took me to change that freaking gasket. So this is enjoyable. It's gonna be a great day today, and I'm really looking forward to working on this. One other thing I want to mention, and maybe somebody here can help me out, is, this car sat for a considerable amount of time. And basically, he drove it, went through all the transmission. It was a turbo 350. It went through all three gears, no problem. Then he drove it again, and it acts as if third gear doesn't exist. It just does nothing. You shift it to third, doesn't ever shift. Stays in second gear, shifts perfectly fine from first to second, and second to third just never happens. Doesn't matter if you do it manually, doesn't matter if you put it in drive. All other gears seem fine. So I went for a ride in it last night with him, and no doubt it's exactly how he described it. It's like third gear doesn't exist. So if anybody has any ideas of what it could potentially be, please let me know, because I'm going to end up pulling his tranny apart, and I'm going to be, researching and tearing into it to figure out what's going on. I have a couple of hunches as what it could be, but I'm not really too sure. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. One other thing that's also worth mentioning is he's also got a 28 to 3200 stall converter that's going in this guy. So it seems like it's got a stocked converter in it, and boy, is that gonna wake this thing up big time. This thing's gonna fly. So it's gonna be exciting. I cannot wait until we get it all put together and go for the first cruise, because it's gonna be a big deal for this guy. So all right, thanks guys.